this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your October monthly forecast. And so we went through eclipse season. I think you felt it on a very deep level, and I think it's caused you to have a lot of introspection about what you want, what you desire, what you inevitably need to be stable and be emotionally fulfilled, as well as it's like you're not willing to give more than you get at this point, and you're at a crossroad where you need to make a decision. There's a decision that absolutely needs to be made, and it could mean turning your back on some past pain and some difficult times for something better that's right at your fingertips. And this journey is difficult. You've worked really hard at something, and you poured your heart and soul into this. I want to say that this is a love-based endeavor. Or it could be an intimate relationship for sure. But you just didn't get the outcome that you wanted, and you're just needing to evaluate how much work you want to put into this moving forward to see if you can create the outcome that you desire. So the Sun and Mercury are going to be in Libra. So Libra is a partnering energy, unions, financial, business partnerships, that sort of thing, and it's moving into the 9th house. So you are having a very introspective time. The reason I say this is because Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, all in Virgo, is going to be in the 8th house. And Venus, what rules your heart, is going to be in a debilitated energy, and then Venus is going to be in the 8th house in a debilitated energy while you're in introspective issues. And so I really believe that this has something to do with something that you loved very much. You saw an outcome. It could happen. You see it, you know it. With enough hard work, you could get what you want. It could be a loving union, and you could have the outcome that you desire. But at what expense, I think, is what you're weighing out. Jupiter's really expanding this and really asking you this question. And Venus in Virgo is really asking you to be critical in this particular question. And I want to say that many of you are going to choose to leave it behind, because the outcome can never be what you truly desire. You have idealized it to a certain point, and you've given more than you're ever going to get, and it will always be that way. It will never change. And even though there was tremendous potential for this situation to be substantially different than it was, I think it was something that you saw, something that you felt, that there was a way to get ahead. But it is something that you have to be realistic and ask yourself if it's, and this is an intimate relationship. This is a partnership. This is how you're valued in an intimate relationship. And I really think you're going to be looking at this you're going to be removing emotion from this, and you're going to look at this just for the nuts and bolts that it is, and you're going to be looking at the outcome that you desire, and you're going to be analyzing whether this particular situation can meet that outcome. On the 8th, Venus goes into Virgo in your 8th house, and again, this is allowing you to be very critical of where you're at right now. Look, you have a very specific mindset in mind, and the journey that you see could happen, could easily happen if the other person was willing to work as hard as you do to get you to the level that you do. But at this point, you're not receiving the emotional fulfillment, and you're kind of going the journey alone, and you are keeping this person strong, and you're keeping this person, you're transforming this person's future, but you're not getting enough back. And I think that that's very difficult for you because the potential is there, and letting go of that is really hard when energy when Venus is in Virgo, because it's inevitably the energy that always nurses the little wounded bird. And even though you celebrate small victories with this person, and they do have them, inevitably they go back to drinking, and inevitably they go back to poor coping methods, womanizing, or having sexual clandestine affairs, and you're kind of back to always square one. And the thing that you envision, you can't quite get to in this current energy. And so this you, at some point, you have to call a spade a spade. You have to see the dark and the light. You have to acknowledge both, and you have to stop Neptuning this out and stop believing and understand the journey before you is for real. And you may be going it alone. Now, on the 9th, Mercury goes direct in Libra. When Mercury goes direct, it's easier to talk about what you want. I would wait until about the 12th to really dive deep into this endeavor. It allows you some time for introspection, and it allows you to accumulate all the data from your past with this person, or from your past relationships, or from your past childhood experiences. Accumulate all the data and understand why you are settling for where you're at, or why you can't take the opportunities that provide you with a full and flourishing emotional fulfillment, with the optimistic future that you see and can have, and that you don't allow the transformation to happen because you're holding on to something that never can be. So on the 12th, we have a new moon in Libra, and it's going to be in your 9th house. So again, this suggests to me you're elevating your thinking. You're taking Mercury, which is now direct. That's your day-to-day thinking, and that's just critically analyzing your day-to-day life, and then you're elevating it on a level of looking at your life and thinking, what do I want? How hard do I want to work for things? You know, how do I see my future? Who do I see it with? What kind of journey do I want to go on? You know, what kind of emotional fulfillment do I need? I mean, you're asking a lot of questions, and this is a deeply wonderful time to plant some seeds when it comes to partnership. This is Libran energy, so this is a union partnership, and I think you're really evaluating. We just had Venus in retrograde. It was in Virgo, then it was in Leo, and then Leo went direct, and so there's been a lot of introspection about love and moving forward, and I think we just need to accumulate all that data, and we need to get a new perspective about where we want all of this freaking energy to go, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So, on the 18th, Mars aligns with Jupiter, and this is a lovely energy. This is in your 8th house. This could mean a big jolt in, let's make this turn around, let's transform this, let's make this a triumphant situation. How do I get the most out of where I'm at? How do I, if I'm going to start out alone, if I'm going to bring a death to my current situation, if I'm going to have a long-term outcome that's emotionally fulfilling as well as monetarily filling, if I'm going to turn my back on all of this pain and move forward, and I'm going to start to look at love in a new way, and I'm going to get as much as I give. I mean, I've got a big thought process to do, and so this is going to put the passion back in your life. Hopefully this means that this relationship turns down. It's a death to the old vices. Maybe this person had a drinking problem or a sex addiction or some sort of a problem where they didn't think of you before they met their own ego-based needs, and maybe they start to turn this around, and you know, you can communicate effectively the new thought process, and they get on board and they turn all of this energy in the opposite direction. you know, that can happen. Anytime that you have energy in the 8th house and intimate relationships, with Libra being a focus, anything can happen. It can go either, it's going to go either one way or it's going to be the other. It's going to be black, it's going to be white. It's going to be death or it's going to be transformation. But it is going to change direction, and it's going to, and you're going to be asking yourself, what do I need from this relationship? And finally, on the 27th, we have a full moon in Taurus, and for you, this is going to be in your 4th house. And again, huge focus on home and family. This is about, who do you want to have a baby with? Who do you want to start a family with? You know, who, you know, in this current situation, could you ever rely on the person that you currently have in your life? Will you be the one that takes all the weight on and keeps the family afloat while this person has all these emotional issues and can't get a hold of many of their vices? And so you're burdened with being the primary breadwinner and pushing everybody forward and keeping everybody strong and you know, making everybody for love. You're doing it all for love, but is love worth all of this? Is the amount that you're getting from this relationship ever going to give you back what you want? And in turn, can it give, if you start a family with the person that you have in your life, or if you currently have a family with this person and they're not cutting it, it's like, would they be better off not having that person? It's something that you need to think about, because you want a relationship that's a partnership, that's a union. It's an understanding of souls that's emotionally fulfilling as much as you give them. And you deserve it. And it's just figuring out how to transform this incredibly dysfunctional situation into something that could possibly generate a good outcome, or at least leave it behind, move forward, move on, start a new journey, transform your life, transform your destiny, transform your thought process. Moving forward, set firm boundaries, know what you will and won't ever embark on again. This could have been a karmic relationship. If so, if it's a karmic relationship, then just note it for that. Be thankful that you met somebody that showed you what you don't want, right? So that you can move forward with what you do want. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next month.